Well, g'day everyone. Recently I got contacted by a company to see if I'd be interested in looking at one of their wireless units. I really like to look at these, particularly new ones that come out, due to the fact that being a wedding photographer and also videographer, I do it all myself. I often have cameras that are unmanned and it's great to be able to use systems where I can monitor what's going on. So this is the unit itself. I think it's pronounced LAIZESKE, I think. I'm not really quite sure actually how it's pronounced. It's just the W1000S. I'm not sure why there's two numbers here. Perhaps one is for the receiver and one's for the transmitter. I'm not quite sure. And the unit that I've got that we looked at just before is one transmitter and one receiver. I'm just going to keep coming down and show you a little bit about these. They say it will go up to 1,000 feet. I'm going to test that, and we'll test that later on. 0.8 second ultra low latency is what they're claiming there. It does have SDI and dual HDMI as well, which is really terrific because a lot of these units only have one or the other, and that's got both, which is really good. It has got the full duplex intercom, and I'll talk about that a little bit further down. And it will do up to 1080p 60 hertz. One TRX to multiple RXs, and I'll talk about that a little bit later too. There's 13 channels, the frequency channels, and also there is an Android and iOS app as well. So you just get instructions here as well that I do recommend that you would read. And if we take off this foam cover, we can have a look at what's inside here. Now inside the box itself, you get this USB stick here, which you use for upgrading your firmware. So you use something like a thumb drive or something like that, a USB thumb drive. You download the update off the website, and then you can upgrade the firmware through the USB-C through here. So that's a USB-A to USB-C adapter. You also get a holder that you can stick onto, it's a cold shoe adapter that you can stick onto your camera or a tripod or something like that as well. And then you get 5 antennas, so you get a spare one. Now it's saying it's got 1,000 foot transmission range. This usually is line of sight, and it can depend on a number of factors. I never use them anywhere near that sort of range. I mean, I'm happy if I get 20 meters out of it, but we'll test that, like I said, later on, and we'll just see how it works out in the field. So we'll test that out. There's 2 used for each of the units. This is the transmitter, this is the receiver. So you get a spare one in case if you break one or lose one, which is nice as well. Now let me take the units out and I'll show you those. Now basically all there is you've got your battery compartment at the back of these, and you'll have a attachment down the bottom that you can screw in, say this little cold shoe mount. You could put that into there, and then you can attach this directly to your camera or whatever else you wanted to connect it to. You can see here, if you look at the units, the transmitter itself has HDMI out and also HDMI in and SDI in as well. Now this is great because you can then connect it to a monitor as well as having your camera connected in at the same time, so you can monitor the feed directly from the unit itself. The receiver here has also a HDMI out. It's got 2 of them in fact, and one SDI out as well. So again, you can have it going to 2 different feeds if you wanted to go that way. So here on the other side of this, you've got the on-off switch. Now there is multiple power options with this. You can actually charge it from something like a F970, that's the Sony type battery. You can also charge it from a USB-C cable as well. That's also where your updates are done too. And you can also use DC power as well. So there's multiple ways that you can charge these units, so that if you're worried about running out of battery, you can actually charge it from, say, a battery bank or AC power if you wanted to go that way as well. Now you can see at the moment, it tells you what channel we're on at the moment, which is channel 13. This will show you that it's the transmitter, which is the TX on there as well. Now there's no video connected at the moment because I haven't got any cameras connected to these units, but it also shows you your signal strength that you've got up here, and that little symbol here also is your duplex little symbol. Basically what they're talking about here, the full duplex, gives you the ability to be able to monitor. If you have one of these monitor sets, you can talk to the person on the other end, so it does give you the ability to actually give instructions and things like that, which is great. So it has got full duplex if you want to turn that on, which is a nice feature. For instance, if you were talking to a client or something like that, you could be in communication with them as well. So that's built into these units. Now to get to your menus, all you really do is just click through here, hold that down, and then you'll get to your menu. It's great OLED screen design. and it's quite easy to use. I mean, it's a very, very easy interface. This is where you can choose whether you'd like it to be RX or TX. I can just scroll down by using these. Now you can have the fan on or off. This is where you can use full duplex, just TD mode or off. You have WPS mode. Now you use this WPS mode to pair the units if you need to. They should come paired out of the box, but I did the firmware update and then I had to manually pair them again. And then finally you've got your Wi-Fi SSD here. And also your version number of your firmware as well. And basically it's just telling you that you go to feelworld.com for information about these units. It just gives a telephone number and also your IP address for this unit itself. And you can change the language. All right, so what I've done now is I've linked up my Sony a7S III to the actual transmitter. Now you can see that it's gone from my HDMI out and I've gone into the HDMI in here. Now the great part now is, this is why I was saying it's great that you can have multiple outputs with these. I could run another feed out from here as well, which is great. Now at the moment I haven't got the camera turned on, so if I switch it on you'll see that it will come up with a video signal. You can see there that it now shows HDMI and it's on 1080p 50 hertz. So that's showing you what your setting is actually on the camera. So that's really nice as well. So now what we'll do is we'll add the monitor into it and you will see how it feeds from there. Now you can see on the receiver it's also showing that there's 1080p 50 there as well. It's not connected though at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go from HDMI out 1. Now the quality you can get with this system is 1080p 60. So I've just connected the HDMI out here, straight into the Ninja in. So if I move the camera around, you can see that it's just moving the little Dalek there. So let's connect this up into the studio and we'll have a look at how it could work from, say, from my studio into the actual office area that I am here. So what I've done is I've now mounted it on top of the camera itself. And it's good too because the way I've mounted it, I can check that everything is connected through here as well. I'm going to go and put this into the studio and then I'll link it using the SDI this time into my actual ATM. So we should be able to get a direct feed in that way and we'll just see how it works in 2 separate rooms. So we'll do that now. Okay, so I'll show you how I've got this connected. So it's just with an SDI cable that you can see through here. So that's how this is connected at the moment. You can also see that we've got the connection showing there. I've now got it set up that it's in the studio ready to go. So I'm just going to actually walk in there and you should be able to see me walk in and it's all wireless, so there's no cables connected or anything. So we'll do that now. So I'll just switch on to the wireless, which is on 8 on my ATM here, and then that's the studio. So now I'll just walk in there. So let's just check latency. So I'll flick, just see how that is. Now you can see here that it does support both Android and iOS systems for app monitoring, up to 4 phones and tablets with real-time monitoring. So you could have, say, 4 phones or 4 tablets connected to it. With professional monitor features such as monochrome, false color, and center marker, other features are under development. Like I said, I've got an early version of this that at this stage is only just showing the app itself or the feed itself. So that will be improved over time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how it will move at the back. I've got the camera just behind me, so it's actually over this side just behind me there, wirelessly coming into the phone, so you can see the image here that's on the phone. I'll step back and then I'll move it, and you'll see as I move the camera at the back, this will also move. So let's try a clap test and we'll just see how that goes for delay. Now to connect this, all you should have to do is you just go into your Wi-Fi settings and you just select, make sure it's on the FEELWORLD there for your wireless, and then I just open up the actual camera app, which is called the M Monitor, and then it will open it up, as you see here. So it's now connected to that. Now at this stage, like I said, the other features which are meant to be coming further down the track are things like your focus peaking and etc. False color, things like that just aren't available yet, but I think this is just a pre-release version. So hopefully that will come in a future update. But it's a really handy feature that you could do this on up to 4 mobile phones or 4 iPads. Now, it will also, if I turn the volume up, you'll hear it come through. So the app does also support audio too, which is a great feature. I mean, you can monitor that away. Yeah, there's a slight delay there naturally, but if you're away from hearing me, you wouldn't notice. So at least you could also check that the audio is correct too coming through as well. So, you know, it's a really nice feature. It is very lightweight, and it's also got this 1/4 inch mounting hole on the bottom that you can mount to different things, as you can sort of see through here, which is nice. And that way you could connect it to gimbals, different monitors and things like that, or tripods and things like that as well. And you can also see one transmitter to multiple receivers. You can actually use up to 4 receivers can be connected to this. So you have your one transmitter and then it can go to 4 receivers. So you could have it to say go to 4 different clients or something like that if multiple people were monitoring what you were doing. Now, there is 13 frequency channels available on this with an auto scan. That's great because you can basically avoid interference and things like that. So it's really good that you've got multiple frequencies that you can choose from. It does have a built-in fan for cooling, and I've found it's not too noisy at all, actually. It's really fairly quiet, which is pretty good. Look, it may pick up still if you have it on camera too close, but I'll still have to test that to just see how it goes. But it's certainly not what I would call loud. And they're just saying here the wide range of applications. I would probably use this in weddings as a monitor sort of separated that way, that I could just check with my phone or a monitor connected to it and just have it. Remember, if anyone that's following me will know that I shoot weddings on my own just with my wife. And when I'm doing video and stills at the same time, it's great to have a camera in another location and being able to have this wirelessly, and I can check that it's all functioning from this wireless aspect, or is actually a great feature. And I think that's, you know, exactly where I'll be using it from. But they are saying that you could use it for things like filmmaking, sports events, wedding live broadcasts, and corporate events as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold a A7S III on my gimbal with obviously the wireless unit attached to that. And then Kerry will have the Ninja V with the wireless unit attached to that, and then I'll be able to walk away. So that's what we'll do. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to try a range test through here. So I'm just going to walk right down here until basically Kerry tells me that the video signal starts to stutter. And we'll have a look at that when we go back to the studio, so I'll be able to tell how this actually is working. I'm not sure what it will do. So I'll say count 10 steps, which will be 10 meters roughly, and then I'll turn around and Kerry will not wave until she actually says that there's a problem. So I'll just keep doing that. So the second Kerry waves, then I know that the signal is starting to drop out. So what we'll do is we'll do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 meters. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I'm just waiting on Kerry to say there's no longer a signal. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Still there. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So this is 40 metres. (41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. So that's 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So that's 60 metres. She's still not waving, so it must be still okay. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. So that's 70 metres. And we're still okay, I think. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. So that's 80 metres. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90 metres. So that's 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So that's 100 metres. I'm not going to go any further than that, but I bet if I go out of visual sight, it'll probably disappear. So I'm just going to move over. Now I would that it will have disappeared, but I'll come back and Kerry will wave if it did. Oh, it didn't disappear. Wow, that's amazing. So it's still going. All right, I'll keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 110 metres. Still okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's 120 metres. Again, that's 120. So I might just go over here and see if it disappears. How are you going? Yep, so it did disappear at that point. Okay, so, well, that shows you, if you look back there, how far Kerry is away. Yep. Well, that's really acceptable. Like I said, I'd be happy if this was doing, 20 metres. I'd never use it much over that at all. Remember, it is clear line of sight, but I'll have to check it when I get home to see if there's any audio issues and things like that. So we'll check that out too when we get back. So what do I think about the results? I wanted to leave the whole walk there so that you could see and listen to some dropouts and things like that. There were a couple of little issues occasionally with the audio just sort of spiking or faltering a little bit, but I think overall the results really are very, very good for what we did, especially for going that distance away. Yes, as soon as you lose that line of sight, you have issues, and that's to be expected. I mean, that they basically are just direct line of sight. But it's incredible what this technology has sort of become now, and it's really quite usable the way it is. The images that you looked at were directly from the Ninja V, so they weren't from my camera, so they were from the Ninja. So let me know what you think about that anyway. Thank you so much, FEELWORLD, for sending me these. They're really great, and I'll certainly be using them in my weddings and things like that in the future. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I will leave the link to where you can purchase these as well. And apart from that, everyone, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.